IOSCO does annually, and this time again, we will be partnering with our partners to make sure that we work with the academics, with the brokerages, the entities, the financial institutions, the students, and so on and so forth to make it a success. Like we did last year, some of the takeaways from last year that we are happy to share with you is the Easy File, which is an online registry, reforms in NBFC sector, which meant that we have, so at SCCP we look at digitally enabled and digitization as two separate things. We understand that when it comes to when it comes to technology, we don't see it as an option. We see it as a writing on the wall. We think that a lot of our agendas, which include financial inclusion, women empowerment, growth of the economy, technology is the way forward. And I think that the rate of change with time has actually become shorter and shorter. It used to take centuries for countries and economies to develop, and now any good thing can really make a difference in the life of people within 10 years and even shorter. So we think technology is the way forward. In fact, I always say that anyone with a good connection, a laptop, can make their living anywhere in the country as long as they are enabled. I do believe that when it comes to investor education as well, we have to rely more and more on the technology side of things. Another one that we were able to achieve was a 5-year plan for insurance companies. Again, these are some low-lying fruits and can have enormous impact on the lives of the citizens. One being the insurance, the other one being pensions, and then these are things that can really go to nooks and crannies of the country and help. Other than what's being said globally, when it comes to climate change, it's not a hoax. In Pakistan's case, it's a reality, and we have to deal with it every few years. So we really have to engineer the financial systems, instruments in a way that we address those shocks that we get off and on. Another good one is the Sharia compliance. We have a plan. We are working with institutions. We were able to incorporate quite a few new Sharia compliant products and services as well, which is going to help for us in terms of the deadlines that we have. And also it gives an option to the investors who are more Sharia inclined to have that option available for them as well. ESG, just like Dr. Saiba just said, so we have now disclosure requirements which are not mandatory yet. What it helps it with is the climate side of things, the sustainability, the women inclusion. So really it's a step in the right direction, and I think the first step towards those is just the general awareness of people, and I think having those in place for the listed companies and then for licensed and so on and so forth, I think we are empowering our economy, our companies to be able to achieve those ultimate goals of ESG as well. This year, IOSCO had some pillars. We at SCCP are now focusing we are going to be doing other things as well, but the primary focus right now are the 3 important ones which are closer to my heart as well. First of them was technology and digital engagement, which I just said earlier. I do believe, and I'm speaking with our investor education team as well, that we'll start relying more and more on technology, because I think we can get more bang for our buck when it comes to the technology reliance on that. Another one is artificial intelligence. There's so much that can be done with artificial intelligence. I mean, the regulatory side of things as well. We have seen models. We are flirting with ideas. Just for an example, like a language which can look at advertisements that can be checked against regulatory framework, and anyone who is thinking about publishing an ad have that technology layer tell them whether it is going to be regulatory compliant or not, and if there are any shortcomings, what to do to remove those shortcomings. These are one, and there's so many more. So these are things that we are looking at. Another one, which is very important, is fraud and scam prevention. See, when it comes to scams and fraud, it affects the entire sectors, and it has been happening in the past as well. So we want to make sure that the companies that are operating in a certain sector are compliant, because anything that they do will affect the sector as a whole. So this is where we are cautious. Other than that, SCCP's position is to be the facilitator of the industry. I primarily look at three things. One of them is that, is it going to be something that is going to protect the interests of general public? Is it compliant with global laws, for example, IMF and all that? And the third one is that how it's going to help the economy and the sector. And then we are all out. We want to facilitate the industry. We want to make sure new things come. We believe in creative destruction. We believe that Pakistan Stock Exchange will have new stock companies come in. There's some may go out as well, but this is a cycle. We learn from global experience, which tells us that when a company comes, starts from a startup stage, it goes to, it carries a whole cycle. A lot of times it's around 7 years. What happens is that at the end of the day, it has to list. It either lists, it retains certain, the owners, the founders retain certain portion of control, or if they don't, that's fine. And then they get into other things so that they can take more risk, create more companies. So this is the entire process. We want to make sure new products, financial products are available in the market, so that we have this whole cycle of things. We have options available, and I think that the question that has to be asked, where do we want to go? And it has to be a macro level question. And we look at that macro level question, then the smaller things then are based on that big objective. So this is something we do. Our program, Jama Punji, the two gentlemen who run Jama Punji are sitting right here, Mr. Usman and Mr. Murtaza. We will follow this investor education agenda through that program of ours. And they know what they do. They're very good at it as well. So ladies and gentlemen, SCCP is, as always, we are available. We love investor education because it makes our job easier. We want to make sure that the companies are empowered, and so is the investor. So we really appreciate the help and support that we get from you. And I'll say thank you very much, and Pakistan Zindabad.